Welcome to the You Can Be Unstoppable podcast. My name is Ewelina Szczeblewska, your host and certified hypnotherapist. In this podcast, I will share with you how to tap into the power of your subconscious mind. I intend to share with you how learning how to use the power of your subconscious mind can help you to create a successful and abundant life with ease, how to connect with yourself while fostering a healthy relationship with your body and mind. Tapping into the power of the subconscious mind will help you to learn how to manage your emotions, become more resilient and present in all of your relationships. Self-love and self-worth are the keys to the kingdom of success and abundance, to happy and healthy life on your terms. Hey, welcome to another episode of You Can Be Unstoppable. And today I want to talk about something that is keep coming up in my life as I am on my own transformational journey, as I am growing and evolving, that circles back to me time and time again. And every time I'm learning how incredibly important that aspect of how we operate on a daily basis is. And I'm talking here about the words and the thoughts, because initially we have a thought and then obviously is articulated as words that we have, and we need them. It's part of our lives. It's how we communicate, how we express ourselves. We use words to write things down so we can read them. So it's everywhere, absolutely everywhere. And obviously they, as I said, they start as thoughts. And it might seem simple, almost too simple, and I totally can understand if you think like this, because, like I said, this keeps circling back to me every time I'm learning a deeper level of how important that is. In the Toltec tradition, words are described as brushes we use to paint the masterpieces of our lives. And I think that is so profound. So let me back up a little bit, because if you feel and think that you are stuck in your life, that nothing is working for you, that whatever you do, you always end up worse off, and you go into the worst case scenario and what ifing and worrying and overthinking, then I totally get it, because that fully described me just a few years ago. And you think, oh, that's all very well to say, think better and use better words and your life will change. But this is exactly true, because the way you think, and obviously that affects how you feel, but if we stick here to thinking and words, it's the way you think, and then you conceptualize this and you express this as words, literally creates your reality, because words are like a blueprint for the mind. The more we keep saying the same thing, the more we think the same thing, our mind will bring you into circumstances, meeting people, places, to present to you the reality the way you think you see it, the way you say it is, the way you think it is. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if you think that nothing ever works for you, this is exactly how your reality is going to look like for the most part. I'm not saying that has to affect every single part of your life. Usually it does most it mostly looks like that for you. And I totally get it because that was me. I kept thinking the same way and kept saying the same things, expecting this different result. And that's just not possible. We need to move on a higher level. We cannot solve the problem from the same level of thinking that the problem was created. It's just not going to happen. So we need to shift our perspectives to create the clarity and to reveal opportunities. So I say this again, we need to move to a higher level of thinking to shift our perspective. Because words can uplift us or tear us down. So which one do you want to continue to use and keep your focus and your attention? So if you want to move away from how your life is looking right now, we need to think bigger, higher. And we need to become an observer of our thoughts so that we can know what's going on behind the scenes. Because for the most part, most of us, we have so many stories that we keep repeating in our minds. We have beliefs that not always are fully ours. They were passed on from generation to generation. We heard things from the day we were born, from our parents and grandparents, how we're supposed to think, how what we're supposed to believe about the world. We were told how our life is going to evolve as we go through life. So we need to become an observer of our thoughts to know exactly how much mind chatter there is. And oh boy, when I initially went into silence and into meditation, I was surprised how much noise there is. It's like, oh my God, it was like a busy highway of incredibly unhelpful stories and beliefs that I wasn't fully aware that I even had. But this is when we can look at the monkey mind, I like to call, that is just behind the scene, talks, but we um, go into busy work. We constantly scrolling social media. We busy, work, family, kids, work, husband, and we don't slow down to pay attention what's going on between our ears. So we need to move a higher level, become observer of our thoughts, so that we can observe what's going on in our mind, so that we can shift our perception and our perspectives and choose better thoughts just because you have a thought, or even just because you have a belief. It doesn't mean that it's true, or you have to hold, or even it doesn't mean that you can hold on to it. It doesn't. You can change it. Who says it that you can't? You? Well, if it's you, then you can tell yourself, I don't want to believe this anymore. I want to believe something better, something that actually is going to help me. If you continue to going to tell yourself that you're not worthy of love, that you always attract the bad boys, then nothing will change. So it's really important, I will say again, to move to a higher level, become an observer of your thoughts, practice mindfulness and observe your thinking so that you can choose better thoughts. Because the other thing that you may notice, that the biggest obstacle to get clear perception, it's fear. We don't want to slow down. We don't want to look at our thoughts and emotion, our words, because we are so afraid what we may see. We are so afraid about the painful emotions that the thoughts and words create. And fear is at the heart of every obstacle we encounter. We are so afraid to live our lives because it's been rammed into us that we need to show up in a certain way from the day we were born. And sure, fear is needed because if you go late at night in a dark alleyway and you've got that, oof, and all the ladies will know what I'm talking about here, you want to listen to that fear. But if the fear tells you don't go and ask for pay raise in fear that they will say no, then why would you want to listen to that fear? If the fear is don't do lives on Facebook because some people may don't understand or laugh at you, then why would you want to listen to this fear? Let them laugh. People judge. That's what we do. But you don't have to care. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It's all about how you see yourself. And obviously there's fine line to everything, so please do not take this out of context. And it may seem simple because I've been on this journey for quite some time, and the lesson around thoughts and words and becoming an observer of our thoughts keeps coming to me over and over, and I keep learning and I see the depths of that truth so much deeper every single time that we literally create our reality by where we keep our attention. So basically, what we allow in our lives. Do you allow the shitty thoughts? Do you allow the limiting thoughts? Do you allow the limiting stories that you may have into your life? Or you say, no, I'm no longer valuable for this. I'm choosing a different path for myself. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy at all, because we all go back into the pitfalls and we go into this integration anxiety because our mind tries to keep us where we are, where is that perceived safety, because it's a pattern that the mind knows that it wants to keep us there. So I'm not saying that it's going to be easy, but that work is so necessary so that we can dismantle unhelpful beliefs and stories that we may have that keeps us stuck where we do not want to be. So if you feel stuck, if you struggle to find love, if your business is stagnant, if you're struggling to find a different job, move cities, wherever that is for you, then please take a step back and start observing your thoughts. And I promise you, you will be very surprised what you're going to hear. So hopefully it was helpful. And let me know, how did that go for you? What did you find out? What did you discover about yourself? And keep practicing because it is a practice. It's a complete change of how you're showing up for yourself every single day.
Thank you for listening. If you found value in this podcast, I would like to ask you to leave a positive review explaining how this episode helped you to improve your life. I ask you to do this because this will help other people to improve their lives as well. Share and spread the love all around you. Raise your vibrations to improve your life. If you would like more transformational content like this, connect with me on Instagram. You can find a link in the description of this podcast, and I'll see you over in the next episode.